Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, November 26th through Sunday, December 2nd, 2018. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine, and your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, will come from the Messages from Your Angels deck. So just a reminder that this week brings us into the last month of the year, the month of December. You'll want to make sure to go onto my YouTube channel and watch the monthly angel card reading for the month of December to get a big overview, a big picture of the energies of the whole month and what we have to look forward to in wrapping up this year's energy. Okay, so for this week, let's take a look first of all at our stones of choice. Now, all of you have really commented with positive comments that you like my special intention pendants that I've been making. For those of you that don't know, those are crystals and stones that I wire wrap with gold, silver, or copper, and then I give them special intentions through Reiki healing energy, and also call in certain archangels and ascended masters. Now, these particular stones are going to be special intention pendants. They just have not been wrapped yet, but I wanted to share them with you because they're all very lovely and very beautiful. So the first one here is a Labradorite. Now, I don't know how well you can see the energy here. Let me see if I can get the lighting a little bit better. This Labradorite is a beautiful cabochon, meaning it has a really flat, nice flat back to it. It's polished. It's got this really beautiful iridescent blue color that I'm not sure that the camera is picking up. Now, the Labradorite, this is a stone of protection from lower energies. This is also a stone of transformation and change. This enhances your strength of will and your feelings of inner self-worth. Okay, your second stone of choice that is getting ready to be wrapped as a special intention crystal is Larimar. Now, this is a nice cut piece of Larimar too. The Larimar helps to enlighten and heal a person physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. This is a stone that stimulates several chakras. It stimulates the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. And it helps to facilitate inner wisdom and outer manifestation. And then the last stone of choice that will become a special intention pendant is this beautiful Larimar. It's kind of shaped almost like a pyramid, but the top is a little bit flat, whereas a pyramid usually has more of a pointed top. But the Larimar is a deep blue color, and this helps to encourage self-awareness and reveals your inner truth, helps to provide qualities of honesty, compassion, clarity, and a sense of creativity or creative self-expression. It helps to inspire confidence to speak one's truth. All right, so again, your stones of choice for the week are the Labradorite, the Larimar, or the Lapis. I just realized they all begin with the letter L. That's interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the astrology for the week. There's actually quite a bit happening in this last week of November and moving us into December. We start out on Monday the 26th with the Sun, which is in Sagittarius right now, which is that, again, that sign of the zodiac that's fire and its energy and its zeal and its inspiration, and it's, you know, about the far-reaching future, the big picture. And it is connecting to or conjuncting Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, as well as the planet of abundance and prosperity, and the planet that rules our belief systems. So Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Here we have the Sun in Sagittarius, which again is kind of highlighting all of those wonderful fire qualities that I mentioned. So I feel like this is going to be a really wonderful day. Now, I want to point out that this happens very early in the morning Eastern Time, 1:34 a.m. Eastern Time. So for those of you that are watching this video a little bit early, you're going to be feeling this on Sunday as we move into Monday. Now, also on the same day, interestingly enough, we have Mercury, the planet that rules our thoughts, our ideas, and our communications, and it is in a challenging aspect to Mars, which is in the sign of Pisces. Now, Mars rules forward movement, energy, action. As it's in that sign of Pisces, it gets watered down a little bit as far as its energy or its ability to move forward with plans. And the square to Mercury, or the challenge to Mercury, is going to bring possibly some challenging communication with others, or our own thoughts are challenged in a way as far as having trust and faith that whatever's happening is in our highest and best interest. I find it interesting because with the Sun connecting with Jupiter on the same day, which is such a wonderful, optimistic, beneficial, prosperous energy, there must be something happening to where it's possible that something really wonderful is occurring, a gift or a blessing or an opportunity, but at the same time, it might not be in the way that we think it was supposed to be, or it might be something different than we originally anticipated, or it might come through some sort of challenging communication with someone else, or it might come through needing to adjust our own belief systems or way of thinking about something. As we move into Tuesday the 27th, the Sun now goes on to connect with Mercury, who is retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. And on the same day, Mercury is connecting with Jupiter. So these 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, to start out the week, there's a lot of good connections happening here. With the Sun connecting with Mercury retrograde on the 27th, there's probably going to be some sort of message or communication that comes in that kind of fills in the blanks, so to speak, or it gives us added information because, again, Mercury is retrograde. Whenever Mercury is retrograde, we're needing to wait for further information about something. So we're going to be receiving some sort of message. The message could be through another person. The message could be some sort of inspiration or insight that you have within your own mind, or it could be a message from the universe, from your own angels and guides. And again, on the same day, Mercury connects with Jupiter, which again is going to highlight some sort of positive information, some sort of positive communication. On the other hand, Jupiter expanding that Sagittarius energy and connecting with Mercury could also bring some sort of judgment communication. Oftentimes Sagittarius can kind of get caught up in its own judgments and thinking that their way is the best way. So there's also, again, that possibility to where we could be in communication with another person and having a judgment with them, or just a judgment within our own mind about what's happening, or a group of people or a situation in some way. But all in all, those energies are pretty positive if you just utilize that Sagittarius energy in its expansive, optimistic, positive way. Now on Thursday, the moon is in Virgo, and I don't often talk about where the moon is and what planets the moon is connecting to throughout the weekly videos. That I usually save for my Facebook posts. But on Thursday, with the moon in Virgo, it's actually connecting to several planets, and I felt like it was important to bring it up. It's challenging Mercury, it's challenging Jupiter, and it's challenging the Sun, which are all in Sagittarius right now. And then it's opposing Mars and Pisces, which we already also talked about, and then it's in a positive connection to Saturn. Now, most of the connections that moon in Virgo is making are challenging. The only positive connection is to Saturn, but Saturn is the great teacher and sometimes brings up karmic lessons. So what I feel here is that just the moon in Virgo by itself, first of all, can be very self-critical and very perfectionistic and very hard. It's like you become emotionally hard on yourself, You kind of beat yourself up for something. Here with the challenge or the square to Mercury, Jupiter, and the Sun, again, it could bring in some challenging communications or thoughts or ways of looking at something in some way. The opposition to Mars, it might bring up a little bit of a emotional imbalance of some sort, emotional mental imbalance. But that trine to Saturn means that if we stay aware and open, that we're going to learn something. We're going to discover something. That Saturn, again, is the teacher of lessons, is here to kind of allow us to explore whatever this is about and to understand something on a deeper kind of karmic level. On Friday the 30th, Venus, the planet of love, relationships, money, and finances, is opposing Uranus. Now, the interesting thing about this is that Venus just came out recently from a retrograde cycle, and Uranus currently is in a retrograde cycle. So Venus is still moving a little bit slowly before she gets back into the sign of Scorpio, where she originally went retrograde on September 8th. And the other thing about this is that they're both at the 29th degree. And the 29th degree is the last degree of any particular sign, which makes it a very important and intensified degree for a planet to be in. So Venus is at the 29th degree of Libra right before she moves into Scorpio, and Uranus is retrograding at 29 degrees of Aries. So whatever's happening here, it should be stronger and more intense, and we're really going to feel it. Uranus is the planet of freedom and independence and sudden and unexpected change or redirection. Uranus is considered the great awakener. And Venus, again, is known as a benefic planet or bringing beneficial energies. However, again, this opposition, you never know what you're going to get with Uranus. And with an opposition, it usually plays out with other people. So this could be a sudden break or shift or redirection, not necessarily all negative, in a relationship of some sort, whether it be business or romantic or family or friendship. This could also bring some sort of sudden redirection in a money or financial situation of some sort. And especially maybe so because on Sunday the 2nd of December, that's when Venus moves back into Scorpio. And Scorpio is one of those signs of the zodiac that rules other people's money and other people's resources. Now, I don't want to skip Saturday the 1st of December because on Saturday the 1st of December, Mercury is retrograding back into Scorpio. So earlier in the week it's in Sagittarius, but it is retrograde. And so this is interesting because with that Venus opposing Uranus and some possible sudden unexpected financial, now it could be a break for the positive or it could be something unexpected that is a challenge. But with Mercury going into Scorpio on Saturday and Venus moving into Scorpio on Sunday, that is a possible bet that there's something here with our finances or our partner's finances, or it could be our family's, financial situation, or other types of resources, resources in the way of support or, it could be whatever resources you have in your life. This could bring up that as well. And Scorpio, of course, is that sign that kind of sometimes unearths secrets or things that are hidden, things that are, kind of underneath or behind the scenes, so to speak. It brings up a lot of subconscious fears as well. So this could also be unearthing some subconscious fears in regards to our financial status or our intimacy within relationships and things of that nature. All right, so that was a lot of the astrology. And you can see here I've got 5 cards. And for those of you that are maybe new, I usually choose 3 cards, but oftentimes I have 2 cards that fly out of the deck instead of just one, or when I pick one out, there's actually another one that's kind of stuck to it. So we do have 5 cards to look at. So let's go ahead and get going. And wow, we start out with a very positive card. This is the 9 of Water. This is the wish card in the tarot deck. The 9 of Water says your wish comes true and concerns fade away and a love of life. Now, I feel like this is pertinent for the beginning of the week. I'm not so sure that it's going to carry through the whole week, only because we end up starting to get into some of those more challenging aspects. But as I pointed out on Monday and Tuesday, the Sun is connecting to Jupiter, the planet of blessings, and then the Sun is connecting with Mercury, and Mercury is connecting with Jupiter. So there's good things happening, good messages, good information, possibility of expansion or opportunities that come in out of the blue, some sort of abundance or prosperity, either financially or otherwise. So this is a really good card to start out with. Our wishes are coming true, or at least at the beginning of the week, there's good things that are happening here. And we feel emotionally good. We feel emotionally uplifted. That's what the water is all about, is our emotional nature. Okay, let's go ahead and continue and take a look at the next card here. Okay, well, here we go. We have the 5 of Earth, and just as I, talked about the moon in Virgo, challenging all of those planets on Thursday, this could definitely be about that. So the Five of Earth says fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. Now, the number 5 is kind of one of those unstable sort of numbers. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of nervous energy, a lot of lack of clarity, or what we might term confusing energies. The earth realm are things that are tangible, like our career, our business, our money, our finances. Could even be our family, our possessions. Those are all tangible, kind of third dimensional things. And here we have some sort of imbalance, some sort of fear, some sort of anxiety that's going on regarding how we look at things, or how things seem to be or appear to be. And that's kind of, sometimes the illusion is because there's a lot of times things going on behind the scenes. There's spiritual energies that are at play, that are helping us and benefiting us in some way. Sometimes what happens on a third dimensional level isn't really the reality until we wait for more information, or wait for things to unfold, or wait to see why, we're being redirected, which is usually for a positive reason. And so I'm curious to see what the next card is, to see what goes along with this Five of Earth. All right, so the next card. Okay, so the next card is also an Earth card, the Page of Earth. And the pages in the tarot are the messengers. So there's messages coming in, just like I said, there's messages. Mercury has a lot of things going on this week. Mercury is challenging the Mars on Monday, but it's in a positive connection on Tuesday to Jupiter. It then moves into Scorpio on Saturday. So Mercury, the messenger here, is highlighted. The Page of Earth says scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. So here now we're having kind of a success kind of energy. And it says good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging in a new area of study. So this is very interesting because the Five of Earth came in with the Page of Earth. And the Five of Earth brings up our fears, which sometimes, again, doesn't have any basis in reality. I mean, it is our reality, but it might not have any basis to where we're going next, or what's really happening on a spiritual level behind the scenes. And then the Page of Earth comes in and says, there's something good here. There's more information that's needed, or there's messages that are coming in. And, so pay attention to those messages, pay attention to those signs. And the signs here, they may be of a spiritual nature, but again, it may be more of an earthly nature, where there's meetings with other people, conversations on the phone, or, via the internet, or, something that's more, again, on that tangible third dimensional level. So I feel like a lot of this depends on our perspective. With Jupiter and Sagittarius, a lot of that expansion energy of Jupiter, we can expand into the most positive and optimistic place with it being in Sagittarius, or we can expand into more of the judgmental, or more of the negative, where we expand into that. So I feel like there's a choice here. There's a choice of how we look at what's happening and what's unfolding. Okay, let's look at the next card here as we move throughout the week. Okay, Major Arcana number 8, Justice. Now the number 8 also is a number in numerology that rules finances and money. It rules our career, our life path, our destiny path. It rules our sense of personal power or empowerment. This is ruled by Archangel Raguel. And Archangel Raguel is the archangel that can help us with challenging communications with others. And so here again, there's that idea of communication with others that might be challenging. So I feel like, definitely a message of calling in Archangel Raguel to kind of be an intermediator, or is that the word I'm looking for? Mediator, I guess is the better word. And he can help to kind of mediate on the spiritual level any communications or meetings, etc., that you have with another person that you might be a little anxious about, or wondering how it's going to unfold. Now the message at the bottom says, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs. So this is about standing in your power. And again, isn't it interesting that Mercury and Venus at the end of the week are moving back into Scorpio? One is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde, moving back into the 29th degree of Scorpio. Venus is moving forward, moving into the 0 degree of Scorpio. Scorpio rules our sense of personal power. It can bring up power and control issues with others, but this is about standing in your truth, standing in your power, and feeling empowered. So here, if we stand in our power and we do what is right, and by that is what is right for you, because what is right for you isn't always necessarily right for someone else. You know, we have to do what's best a lot of times for ourselves or ourselves and our family, etc. If you do what's right for you and you stand in your truth and stand in your power, then the scales of justice here are going to be balanced. You know, you're going to gain access to the next level of your spiritual growth and evolution, basically, is how I'm kind of getting the information that's coming in. But this can be about karmic scales that are imbalanced coming back into balance. In other words, if you've had a past pattern, let's say with money, or let's say with intimate relationships, and that pattern's always been there, if you stand in your truth and stand up for what is right for you, then I feel like these karmic scales are going to be coming back into balance here. So what is right is going to happen for you. All right, let's look at this last card here. Okay, Major Arcana number 15, interesting. And this one, it's called Ego. In the traditional tarot, it's called the Devil card. This is ruled by Archangel Jophiel, the archangel that helps us to find the beauty in things. And the message at the bottom says a false sense of entrapment. And the key word here is false, a false sense of entrapment. It says being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. So here we're dealing with the shadow side of our personality, our fears, our anxieties, you know, third dimensional things again, things about security and money and finances, which we all as human beings, and we're all here having a human experience, we need to, you know, utilize those tools of money. We need security in our lives to feel positive and balanced. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I find it interesting that we end the week here again with sort of a positive major arcana of sorts, and then a not so positive one where we're dealing with fears and anxieties. So I feel like, again, if we stand in our truth and stand in our confidence and hold ourselves in a state of balance, the number 8 turned on its side is the infinity symbol. So stay in that state of balance within your masculine and feminine sides. And again, stay confident that you're being led and guided to, you know, the next best step for you, that there's good things that are happening, but you might not see what they are yet or know what they are yet. And release these fears. You know, the fears are false. He has a mask on, so he can't really see the beauty, the blessings that Archangel Jophiel is, you know, showing him, basically. If he took off that mask of illusion, all the fears would melt and wash away, and he would see the beauty of her golden wings and the beauty of the scenery that's all around him. All right, so let's go ahead, take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. All right, so for those of you, I guess I want to point out here, you know, this progression where we have, again, there's positives and maybe some challenging energies throughout the week. But, you know, starting with Sunday from last week, Monday, Tuesday, there's something good that's happening here. But we may be met with some challenges or fears or anxieties as maybe things are shifting or changing, and we're needing to wait on some more information, or, you know, for the Mercury retrograde cycle to be over so that, you know, communication matters are cleared up and we're getting the messages that we need to in order to kind of stand in our truth, rebalance the scales of justice, be more confident, be more empowered, and again, release these shadow fears. So yeah, there's the interesting balance of energies there. All right, so for those of you that chose, okay, the Labradorite people, asking for the message for Labradorite people, and this one is calling my attention. Layla, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions, and ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. So you're being a little challenged this week, Labradorite people, by, you know, the up and down energies and not seeing spiritually, you know, what's going on. It's more like we have to have trust and faith with how things are unfolding, with the divine timing of how things are unfolding. And that's for everybody. But for those of you that chose the Labradorite, you're being a little bit challenged because what you're seeing as your reality may not be the whole reality. So you're waiting on more information, or you're waiting on something to shift, or you're waiting on unseen spiritual energies to kind of come in with the universal blessings of change or redirection. So this is a time that you need to kind of spend more time alone and contemplate and reflect, and again, send out your most positive intentions. With all the Sagittarius energy, again, it's more about far-reaching, positive, half glass full, inspirational, energies. So focus on your dreams. Focus on what you want the outcome in your life to be in any particular situation in life. And then trust and have faith that the universe is somehow shuffling the spiritual energy cards up there and dealing you a hand that you don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be a hand like a flush, basically. I'm speaking poker language here, but where again you're going to have like all hearts. Let's say it's a flush of all hearts, and these are all the blessings of the universe that are going to come to you. So again, just try to stay balanced this week and release any fears that you might have. Okay, for those of you that have or chose the Larimar, this one's calling my attention for the Larimar people. Ariel, it's kind of a similar thing as far as our belief systems and our mind here, but this one says new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. So again, we have that idea of reflecting and going within and staying balanced through meditation, opening up your crown chakra. There's this kind of light here that's coming up and through the angel wings. And you can look at it as there's a download of information happening if you meditate and open your crown chakra, or there's energy of your intentions coming out through your crown chakra and going up to the universe. But either way, you're needing to look at things from a different kind of different direction, or a different view of what the circumstances are going around you. They're also talking about learning a lot on a spiritual level, and even learning possibly a lot on a material level. This might be about needing to research something, or learn something new. Maybe there's a new piece to your career or life path that you need to kind of study and learn about. This is about expanding your mind and allowing for new and higher information to come in. All right, let's look at the Lapis people. So the message for Lapis people. I'm waiting for one to kind of jump out at me. This one is calling me, the one here on top. Desiree. Okay, it says, no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help guide and comfort you. Again, kind of a similar feeling of needing to wait, perhaps until Mercury retrograde is over. Wait for the energies of this week to kind of clear and settle. This also has the feeling of, staying balanced through meditation, or, whether it's yoga or being out near the ocean as this lovely lady is, staying balanced in your mental and emotional bodies. So there's something here that's starting to happen, I feel, but it's perhaps not, the timing isn't quite right. And again, in general, with Mercury retrograde, it's not always the right time to start something new or to sign a contract, Sometimes we can't help doing that. It's just, you have to sometimes, or like to purchase a car or purchase a new computer or something of that nature. It's not a great time during Mercury retrograde, but sometimes it can't be helped. But if you can help it, it's better to wait until timing and conditions are better, no matter what the circumstance or situation is. I feel like self-care for you is needed also this week, so make sure that you're loving yourself, nurturing yourself through the food that you eat, through the exercise that you get, maybe get a massage, that kind of thing. I feel like you need some downtime for self-care, okay? So I hope everyone has liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you so much for all of you that subscribe to my channel, share my videos, comment on my videos. Watch my Facebook posts on both Colleen Lemma and Sacred Soul Empowerment on both my pages there. For all of you that check out my website, I've got some changes in the works, and they have been in the works for a while, so be patient. It's taking me much longer than I anticipate to kind of initiate some new things as well as update some old things, but I'll get there. So sending you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.